And hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the Save with Crypto live stream. My name is Save with Crypto. We're going to talk about crypto, but also going to talk about something else as well, which isn't crypto, which is gold, although it probably will involve crypto. Right, I'm here with Maff. Hello, Maff. How you doing?
Hey, hi. Good to be here again, as usual.
Okay, brilliant. Just having a quick look in the comments because got Florin. I'm going to butcher your name probably. Florin Belchia. Belcia. First like, well done.
I think he'll just unlike it now as well after you butchered his.
Yeah, I suspect you. Are you Romanian? And was I talking to you this morning on Telegram? If so, well, welcome anyway. But if so, yes, I. Oh, that is you. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. Because of course, like on Telegram, he's called like Cheesy Puff or something like that, you know. And I think. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was exclaiming in surprise.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like you know, everyone seems to have completely different names on Telegram, real life, and everything. You see, mine's just standardized. You know, I'm just by birth I am saved with crypto. So it makes
it so helpful. It's kind of serendipitous as well.
Yeah, obviously my destiny was laid out in front of me, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. And also the domain name had been taken, so that's why it's savewithcrypto.org, by the way. It's .org, not .com. Right, anyway, let's stop talking nonsense and get on with the show. I just want to just say something first of all. I've forgotten completely who it was I was talking to. We were talking to yesterday during the live stream. Who was talking about Ethereum. And he was looking at it on the 15-minute chart with Quadzilla. Quadzilla is this indicator we've got here. What it does, it puts on the momentum oscillator down here, and it adds these retracement lines up here, and also it adds some other little bits and bobs as well, such as these like shaded areas here, these EMAs. It does quite a lot, and it's all one indicator, which actually means you can actually use it with the free version of TradingView. It's probably the only indicator you need, actually, I reckon. Anyway, yesterday, I'm sorry I've forgotten who you were exactly who was asking about the Ethereum, but basically it was around about here, I think it was. I suppose I should use that playback mode, but I won't anyway. But I will learn to use it for next time. But I guess it was kind of it was about 1 o'clock, and we were about here, and he was saying, okay, well, we've got a retracement line from Quadzilla above, and this is like a bearish one. Okay, so that means that, you know, if the price goes up there, it will probably come back down. Okay, and at the time, this one wasn't here, but at the time we also had this bullish one down here, which obviously if the price goes down there, generally it sort of it goes up. Now that only went up a little bit actually, but it did eventually rise from there anyway. So at the time he was saying, how do I know if the price is going to go up or if it's going to go down? Now obviously that is the most important question that we all want to know all the time. The big clue here is what we said, is the fact that this yellow EMA, this is a 21 EMA, and the green 55 EMA, they were coming towards each other, and I said it looks like they're probably going to cross. Now when the yellow 21 goes below the green 55 EMA, that is normally a bearish sign, and it means that the price is probably going to go down, and that's what it did. So I just wanted to sort of say that's what we spoke about yesterday. It's a good reason to come to the live stream every day. We're doing it every day at midday UK time, which is GMT +1 midday. No, sorry, GMT. It's 11 a.m. UTC. It's whatever 7 minutes ago was in your time. Anyway,
so yeah, it's worth mentioning about that, because I mean, I think I was commenting at the time that it would be a bit of a coin flip, really, because it obviously looks very much just halfway between the two levels.
Yeah.
So like kind of mid-range, kind of. So often then it's prudent, I suppose, to obviously plan out the trade, but then wait for the price to come to one level or the other. But given it was a bit of a coin flip, the fact that those, as I said, those EMAs were pointing downwards, and we had that the kind of bearish trend starting to show there.
Yeah.
So it gave a good bit of a push towards the bearish side. So if it's going to be 50-50, then a little bit of a nudge in a particular direction, that can often just be what actually pushes it in a particular direction. So it's,
yeah. So yeah, in that circumstance, I would have been looking at the EMAs and probably giving them a bit more of a weight, because it normally is a very, very reliable. Excuse me. So I just swallowed a big mug full of coffee. Normally when they cross bearish like that, you see a nice drop like that. When you see them cross like that, you see a nice bullish thing. So the EMA is certainly on larger time frames anyway, probably not so much the 15-minute, but it normally is a very, very reliable indicator of which way the price is going to go. And obviously you get ones like this one here that's just like amazing. I'm just going to briefly, before I hand over the screen to Maff, I'm just going to quickly look at the price of Bitcoin, because that's been quite interesting as well. Let me just right, so time frame, let's put it on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so what we got here, we got that big drop from last Friday, boom. Okay, and that retracement level here. So basically, that what I'm saying is what I was saying yesterday was we actually knew pretty much back on the 28th of September that at some point the price was going to come back there. I must admit, I wasn't quite expecting a $20,000 candle to bring it down to there, but that is exactly what happened. But anyway, so that's where we are. Since then, it did this lovely little retracement like that, and at the moment, yeah, it's not showing me too much at the moment. But once again, if you look at these EMAs again, you can see now that the yellow one is starting to turn up a little bit, and you can see, I don't know, I think it's going to go up a little bit from now, and if so, that's good. What I was hoping yesterday, I thought that was going to be like a nice double bottom, and then we were going to go up. It doesn't seem that way. It seems to have done a triple bottom, whatever kind of beast that is.
I think to be fair with that, I mean, I can see why the TradingView indicator for that didn't show it as a double bottom, because technically, because of that gigantic wick down, it had gone below the bottom. It was sub bottom.
That's correct.
So maybe that may have invalidated, because obviously just before that, I mean, sort of some way through the left cheek that was just there. It's in the big crash, it wicked down and then came back up. So maybe that wouldn't have quite counted.
Yeah,
because it broke the line.
Yeah. However, if on the 1 hour time frame, if we put on this is just the indicator from TradingView, the double bottom thing, that is actually now, that has actually now drawn a double bottom because of that, because of that pullback we had this morning. Now, to me, I don't know, I normally like to see the right cheek higher than the left one.
Don't we all? Yeah.
or at the same level, even,
Well, yeah.
Maybe we're looking from the other side. No. But if this was to play out here, and I'm guessing that is the neckline there. How do you have a neckline of double bottom? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyway, So that is 113623. So if that was to happen, that would give a target of 117.5k. So that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I don't know. At the moment, I'm feeling fairly bullish. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think, Maff. And shall I hand the screen over to you? Because I know you've got a lot to talk about.
I have, yeah. So it's quite information rich today, I would say. I can find the right button, share screen. Right. So I'm going to try and zip through it at some level of pace.
Oh, okay. I've removed myself, so you can add yourself away.
Cool.
Oh, that Florin wasn't him. Okay, never mind.
Okay. Oh, also I noticed. So Firewatch 999 ding ding ding. Hi, might we have the new TA jingle today?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for asking, and absolutely. So it's probably going to be a bit later on, but we'll definitely play that today. I think we absolutely should. So what I'll do is go through the kind of the stuff that we'd talked about, like when bull market top, what's bull market top, as in like what price, things like that. And then, so I was going to do kind of a roundup of what different pundits on the internet have been saying about that. And can mic volume up a little bit? That's a good point, because I think mine has been coming across a bit quietly. Do you mean mine or saves or both, or mainly mine?
It sounds all right to me, actually.
I'm very happy to make myself louder.
You sound fine to me, so
okay.
We don't really want distortion. So
no, true.
I think it might be you, not me. I mean, not you. I mean, who? Anyway, is anybody? Is it Nick? It might be you, Nick, and not me. I'm not sure. If anyone else has got volume problems, let me know, and I'll see what we can do. Although I don't know what we can do.
We'll endeavour to fill out a form and.
Yeah, well, Dave S says both of you sound fine. Well, thank you very much, and I assume the volume's okay as well.
Okay, so so jingle will be later, because after all this, the market cycle top stuff, we'll kind of then go back and do a bit more price analysis. So looking at obviously Bitcoin again. Any alts that you want us to look at? Do shout. Or commodities, anything really.
I'll tell you what I want to look at later on if we get a chance is like Co-AI, because I think it's getting ready for a short. Anyway, we can look at that later.
Sounds good. And of course gold, or the crypto gold. So it's kind of a shout out to crikey, whoever that was, I think in the Discord, who brought that up. But we'll come back to that. So
it's a good job good job we're not teachers, isn't it? You know, sort of like, because teachers are really good at remembering all the kids' names and stuff, you know, and we'd be like, "Oh, thingy."
Oh, you should have seen some of the teachers I had in South Wales comprehensive school. They were terrible. It's like you click, 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 click. Name will come back to me. They're all about 80. So. Yeah. Okay. So the Bitcoin flash crash that happens, it's probably worth just going back to that first. I mean, I know it's like old news now. I mean, crash, you say? I mean, that's like so last week. But it's still worth having a quick look, because I think it's very relevant to where the price goes from here. So yeah, it's on the daily. Actually, let me just. I hadn't really planned out the chart view at all, which is pretty bad. Should hide things. So flash crash. Obviously, it was that. We all kind of recognize that now and kind of cringe at the sight of it. I think it was recoil. No, don't show me again. But so that or tariff crash maybe. But was it really a tariff crash? I mean, well, probably kind of. That was definitely a big part of it, wasn't it? The tariff thing.
It was a good reason. It's a bit like, you know, Christmas is a good reason for a party.
That's true. So, hey, tariffs, let's crash. So the crash saw, like, was it $19 billion in liquidations, like within 24 hours?
It was.
higher than any crash before that. The best crash, the best Trump crash ever. And I mean, so like the COVID crash, which is 2020, the FTX smasheroo, which is 2022. They were only like, I would say only, like 1 to like 1.6 billion, I think, or thereabouts. But this is the thing that I think is really important to recognize in this, that the total crypto market cap this time has been like way higher. I mean, we're talking about like $4 trillion, 4.2, something like that. And the liquidations, if you look at what percent they are of that total market cap, this time they're about like I think it's 0.45%. So less than 0.5% basically of the total market cap. Whereas by comparison, the COVID crash was 0.8%. So, sorry, it's got a cough. It's reaching for the cough button. Yeah, so by comparison, the COVID crash was like 0.8%. So double that. Not quite sure what percent the FTX crash was, but it was also very high. So from that point of view, this crash is smaller in terms of the market cap.
Okay.
I mean, also the actual price drop this time, I think I saw somewhere that was about 15%. I suppose we can actually measure that from where though. I guess so we go from there, from the bottom-ish. Where's 15? Because I did see 15%. Who is he? Yeah, I suppose it does depend where you do it from. Because like 15 from there, that was on the day, so it's on the daily. A bit more really. Well, I suppose from there.
If you go the other way around, it's bigger. If you go from the top to the bottom.
That's how percentages work, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, I see what you mean. Because from there, it's like 20%.
Yeah, that's what I was measuring it as.
Yeah.
But I do that to be dramatic.
Yeah, that's true. So it was a 20% drop. That slightly undermines my commentary, but
sorry,
this time it's only about 15%. But yeah, you're right. It's 20% really. But still, the COVID crash, March 2020, that was more like 45%. And if so, maybe that was even higher if I actually measured it on here. The FTX crash was about 25%, so slightly higher than this one.
right.
But also those two actually had much worse exchange blackouts, like lots of panic, just huge exchange blackouts. So I can remember just the sheer panic around that at the time. This time there was a bit of that. I mean, it's bleeding awful, I think, for people who are stuck in that, just desperately wanting to close their positions and just not able to, just kind of locked out.
Yeah.
But again, like, just I don't want to say nothing compared to, because it obviously wasn't nothing, but it was the previous times were even worse, I'd say. But yeah, so in terms of the overall price structure, like the long-term EMAs, maybe we'll have a quick look at these.
I suppose the difference is with, say, the FTX one, is in the FTX crash, something went wrong. It was basically that depegging of that UST, wasn't it? Sort of that caused. So in a way, crypto broke. Whereas with this one, it was just just like everyone was far too over leveraged and thought the price was going to go up. And then the president threw a spanner in the works, and it was a good excuse to sort of like dump the whole market, and it just caused the cascading liquidations, didn't it? So nothing was actually broken, So
I think that the pullback was going to happen anyway. It looks like it was particularly Quadzilla sort of predicted it. It called it and kind of said like, oh hey, this guys, this is about to happen. You might want to might want to check this. But it was the severity of it, wasn't it? That was really exacerbated by the Trump tweet. So his truth tweet, whatever they call it, the Trump truthy. But yeah, so that obviously just caused that. So it would have been a nice, gentlemanly capitulation otherwise, and people would have been a bit better able to exit their positions, I think. But I think there still would have been that kind of reset of the liquidity, at least to some extent. It may have been like, who knows, 10% maybe instead of 15 or 20, or 5, whatever. But yeah, so that's that. Just howdy back to Stephen UK. Welcome, sir.
Hello there.
And I think Florin saying, looking at the USDT dominance, we are or were close to an alt season. What is Quadzilla saying? That's a good question, actually. Probably come back to that if that's okay. Maybe when we get to the, well, in fact, yeah, in a little bit, we'll definitely come back to that. So so EMAs. So essentially, like looking at these, none of these were particularly broken. There's still like upwards on the weekly. Things is looking good there. Even like coming out to the, I suppose to the monthly. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? All right. Where do people normally draw in the upward trend for this kind of? It's going to be one of those weird trend lines. It's like, we could just put it anywhere, but it, draw it wherever you like, and it's going to tell us that either, bull market's over, we're going down from here, or this is just the beginning. We're still early, guys. You're not bullish enough. Blah blah blah, and so on. Take your pick, really. But yeah, so I think in terms of the crash, that see, I know it sounds a bit like I'm sort of saying that. So you see, really, this crash was entirely in our imaginations. It wasn't really a crash. I mean, not really. So I know a lot of people lost some serious money on that. It's pretty awful, actually. But at the same time, that's trading. I hesitate to say, because it probably annoy quite a few people with that. But it's, I don't know. It is trading, isn't it? You kind of take the risks.
Oh, completely. Yeah. I've never for 1 minute thought that trading is going to be like a job. You don't have a job where you go to work one day and come back with less money. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's always going to be kind of a bit Wild West in that sense, but that's kind of the point in a way, isn't it? It's the freedom, the free market, and so on. The freedom to cut your own throat, essentially.
Yeah, it's just educated gambling, really.
Basically, it really is. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all about risk management. I think trading is risk management, essentially. Yeah. I mean, basically, if we're juggling knives, then at some point we're going to lose most of our thumbs. Several thumbs maybe in one go. I mean, so anyway, biggest liquidation. This was biggest liquidation event, but obviously not the biggest crash. I mean, not by a long way. You could look at it. It's just, well, look at that. That was, that's a bullish monthly candle, but that one's got a big wick. That one's got a smaller wick, really.
When was that one back there?
That was April 2025.
All right.
Big wicks. I mean, obviously that wouldn't have been on a single day. Some kind of, that's a bit misleading, I suppose. I'm looking at that on the monthly and saying, it just in terms of the overall, the bigger picture trend, that's not all that, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I think we get a bit panicked out just by the sheer size of the numbers involved. because obviously Bitcoin above 100k, we're talking such big numbers now all of a sudden. But yeah, so why was the crash amplified though? I mean, obviously we talked a bit about Trump there. Is Trump what done it? So I mean, yeah, it's Trump what done it. But I mean,
I think it was just because I think there's just a lot more people, like retail type people, you know, doing big leveraged trades, and you know, I think everyone was thinking like, you know, we're going up to 200k or something. So there was a lot of people in very, very big long positions.
yeah,
I mean, I
saw
saw
going all in essentially.
So you know, once they start getting liquidated, then that kind of like, you know, that drags the price down more.
But very much, yeah, causes that sort of cascade effect.
Yeah, and it's just that kind of cascading liquidations, really. You know.
Yeah.
And it's because I guess we're just dealing with a lot more money now. I mean, crypto is worth as a whole a lot more than it was like a year ago. You know, so
it's about 4.5 trillion now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, I don't know. It didn't seem that long ago since it first went over like 2 trillion. You know, and it's huge.
I mean, I can remember. I think when it, or maybe it's Bitcoin. I think thinking back, didn't it go above $1 trillion? Maybe that's back in 2021. And everyone was celebrating. Then it dipped down below. Then everyone felt sad. Putting all of our sense of well-being and so on into the value of some abstract internet magic thing. Yeah. I mean, I suppose really, I mean, I think one of the points I wanted to make about that, maybe I already have made it really, but it really is about trading psychology. I mean, like, to emphasize that point about the knives, really. I mean, it's obviously people going all in on these trades with high leverage and so on. Just a huge part of that really is taking responsibility for your actions. Me too. I'm not trying to lecture.
Yeah.
But it just like the trading psychology thing is that we take responsibility for our actions, like not necessarily blaming the market or outside factors. I mean, that's probably kind of an oxymoron, really, like, because the outside factors are part of the market. Like anything that affects the price really is part of the market.
Absolutely.
So,
there was a friend of mine got in touch yesterday, and he was saying, I think all these exchanges are all scams, because every time I put a trade on, the minute I put a trade on, the price goes in the opposite direction. And
blame the exchange, you know.
Yeah, blame the exchange. And I was saying, well, that's because, you know, you're thinking the same as everybody else. So basically, if say like the price is coming down, you know, you're thinking, oh, surely this has got to be the bottom. It's time to go along now, you know. And like everybody's thinking like that. So the market doesn't do what it wants you to, you know. It just doesn't work like that, you know. So
that's true.
So you kind of need to think. Well, you kind of need to think opposite to everybody else in a way, not fully contrarian, but
well, it's kind of this thing. I think the other day I kind of mentioned about excuse me, sorry. The other day I mentioned about, like, if when you're placing a stop loss, like planning out a trade, so you're going to place a limit order and a stop loss below that. Usually, just put the limit order at the place where you would have put the stop loss, because the price is going to dip down to that. Because, like you say, they know, you know, they basically know that the price is going to, that's what people are doing. They're looking at the same chart, so they know full well. So that the price is going to wick down and just stop everyone out. So if you place that as your position entry,
I think it's the same with like trend lines and stuff, you know, where you got like an obvious trend line or something, like, you know, everybody's going to be looking at that, you know, so everyone's going to be basing their trades on that. And you have to think a little bit beyond that, you know, thinking, well, you know, basically not use trend lines, but you look at levels where it might go to, and you know, try and not think like, I know we are all retail, but try and not think like retail traders, you know.
Yeah, it's true. So I mean, like your mate you mentioned
Mhm.
blaming the exchange in effect. It's probably a bit unfair to picture him in that light, but like blaming the exchange really when it comes down to it. So it's like we all kind of do it a bit. So I mean, kind of end up in that like adversarial relationship with the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so like just when I say like taking responsibility for the trade, I don't mean like beating yourself up over trades that have gone wrong, but just kind of accepting that, yeah, it was my responsibility that it went wrong, or accepting that it went wrong, and what could I do differently next time, looking at, okay, so then the thing about, like you said, the place where the trade, where you enter the trade and the price immediately goes in the other direction, go underwater, or get stopped out and so on. So it's like, oh, okay, why is that then? Let's dig a bit deeper and find it. But yeah, so it's, as I say, it's all about risk management, really, like planning the trade, setting the stop losses in the right place, the whole thing. But yeah, so why was the crash amplified? That's what I was going to talk about. So the Trump tariff thing, obviously, but yeah, a bunch of other things like the weekend liquidity was kind of ultra thin, just, and like you said as well, just big build up of leveraged long positions. Everyone was fully expecting the price just to keep heading on up. It's just like ultra bullish. Things like I suppose Trump's tariff threat on the Chinese goods kind of is macroeconomic, really, isn't it? So all of that stuff that is part of the market because it affects the market. Cascading stop loss triggers across all the exchanges, big tumble, kind of a needle wick, really. When it goes, it really goes. When it didn't help that the centralized exchanges locked people out for sure. So, oh, gee, thanks, guys. Thanks for that. Appreciate your support just when it mattered. But weirdly, right? Like hyperliquid, that was fine. So like that didn't lock people out. It's just stayed in. Had the liquidity so people could close out. So maybe like decentralized exchanges for the win.
Maybe, yeah. I will say though, I did notice. I mean, one of my favorite exchanges is Bitunix, and that did have certainly had a display problem for like about half an hour actually during that time. The one that didn't, that I was using, was Bybit. Bybit just plowed through it, no problem at all actually. So
yeah,
I would say if you can use Bybit in your jurisdiction, give it a go, and there is a link in the
they are pretty
description
solid.
below. Yeah. So I don't know, just stick to those big ones. But we've got some nice links in the description down below. So do check them out.
Yeah, for definite. Yeah. So I mean, after that, things obviously recovered pretty quickly. But I think probably this week, what's left of it, and next week, we're going to need to see a serious leg up. I think just to continue, for the trend itself to continue like on an upward trend. When's the bull market top going to be then? So don't know. I mean, I think the problem with this is there are so many different predictions about when we're going to see the bull market top. Like we could just point to a date in the calendar and say that one. I mean, you probably need 2 calendars, like for this year and next year.
Well,
We've got the budget, haven't we, for 2 calendars?
That's a fairly normal thing to have actually, as a calendar for this year and a calendar for next year.
Yeah, that's where I've been going wrong. The world ends on December the whatever.
Anyway, you said February the 8th, so I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to that.
Well, I just kind of assumed that the world wouldn't exist by that stage, so no one could shout out that I was wrong.
Yeah, I was assuming it was this Monday, which had already happened, and maybe it was. Maybe that was it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, Stephen UK has just commented. All my central exchanges rebooted meaning I had to re-log into the exchange, which took forever to get the. Oh God,
Oh, that's a
nightmare.
nightmare.
Yeah,
Oh dear, don't like that.
especially when
I
it's kind of
tell you what.
sweating over the price plummeting and so on. Just
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing I did notice with Bitunix. I say it had a display error. It definitely did on my laptop, but on the phone it was all right actually. So if that ever happens again, I don't know if you got an app on your phone, check that as well, because like that might be working even if you can't get it into you can't get into it on a browser.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, so in terms of all these different kind of theories and pundits touting their prediction for which day the bull market tops. I mean, so there's the 1064-day cycle theory. So the crux of that is obviously that the bull cycle always lasts for 1064 days. Funny enough. So I don't know, just feels a bit too much like superstition, to be honest. It's like, oh, the previous two bull cycles lasted around 1064 days, so therefore this one must. It's a bit like, if 2 Thursdays in a row, a seagull crapped on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Like today's Thursday, I'm not going outside.
I mean, the thing is, we just not had that many cycles, so it's just there's not enough data in my mind. So
no, yeah. And now dreading seagulls on a Thursday.
Yeah. What one did crap all over my my garden recycling bin yesterday? Actually, that was
God, that's annoying. Yeah,
I know. Could have done it inside it when it was open and full of garden rubbish. That would have been handy, but no.
You think? Oh, maybe it's because it was closed. It was telling you what it thought of that.
Yeah. Anyway, so that happened. But I suppose I'm not too far from the sea, so there are seagulls around, But,
yeah, true. One of the few downsides, I say, of living near the sea. But yeah, so the 2015 bull cycle, like 2015 to 2017, that was 1064 days. Like, so the cycle low, then up to the peak in December. Then 2018 to 2021 was actually 1062 days. So it ended in November 2021. So 2 days less. Then 2022 to 2025. That's us. So it's been 1064 days from the low on. So it's November the 21st, 2022, up to today, which is 16th of October, I believe. That's been 1060 days. So like 4 days to go. So that's it. Time's up, man.
All right, it's all over.
Yeah, just abandon ship. Sell all your coins, jump overboard.
All right. Well, there you go. You heard it here first.
Yeah, well, I mean, so according to this particular cycle theory, so if it feels like there's so much more upside to go, though, that's the thing. But that does always happen, doesn't it? So it takes, like, when the bull cycle ends, it just takes all of the experts by surprise. Like, everyone's currently kind of calling for $200,000 Bitcoin or thereabouts, or some high number. Like last time, everyone was calling for $100,000 Bitcoin. We're going to the moon, when moon, and so on. Then the good time suddenly stopped. Oh, bugger. I don't think anyone was particularly. I'm probably being a bit selective with my memory, but I don't think anyone was particularly. Sorry, Stephen. So if a pigeon poops on you, it's really a dinosaur pooping on you. That's a good point. Yeah, Well, I was going to say I'm not sure which one would be worse, but I think I know which one would be worse.
I see. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We've seen Jurassic Park. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got so much for the 1064-day theory. There's a halving-based cycle predictions. So I mean, it seems to have gone a bit unfashionable to talk about the halving in when predicting these things. Like, oh yeah, that thing. I mean, because it just happens to coincide with the 4-year business cycle, more or less. But it still has its proponents. So like the 2012 halving up to the 2013 peak, that was 366 days, give or take. 2016 halving up to 2017 peak was more, 526 days. So quite a bit more, 366, then 526. 2020 halving up to 2021 peak was 548 days. So again, a bit more. So 366, then 526, then 548. So going up each time. The April 20th, 2024 halving up to the most recent all-time high, which was Monday, 6th of October. And that was what, 126, I've got noted here, $126,219.03.
Maff, are you reading from a bit of paper or something on your screen?
No, this is all from memory.
Oh, okay. No,
I'm reading from notes.
No, I could hear your mouse clicking. I just wondered if because I'm.
Could you?
I thought
wasn't clicking the mouse.
I thought maybe it's just a bit of tinnitus.
That's a click. Can you hear the click?
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. I just wondered if I was supposed to be looking at something on the screen, but no.
No, okay. I see what you mean. So like, so it was going click. Yeah.
I just a concern, but no.
Yeah, I must admit that the screen has been a bit static for all of this. I should have planned it a bit so I could switch between tabs and show these different things.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
That's what real YouTubers do, isn't it? So,
yeah. No, I watched a presentation from one of my daughter's teachers the other day, and she'd prepared this kind of like, PowerPoint with like 32 slides, and then she kind of just left it on the first one and then just talked through the whole lot, and then meanwhile everyone's going like, you're still on the first slide, it was on Zoom, and then she realized like after half an hour that she'd actually done this presentation and shown none of it.
But
anyway,
it's one of those things, like you get all the way through it and then no one said like during it. So it's like, but just get to the end.
Yeah. Anyway,
so do you realize you're still on the same slide?
So just in case, I did ask then.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's make this a bit more visual. Anyway, so the 2012 halving up to blah, so it's 366. Then the next halving was 526 days. Then the one after that was 548. So now the April 20th, 2024 halving up to the most recent all-time high, which was Monday, 6th of October, and that was $126,219.
Oh.
I mean that's according to TradingView's index chart. Which so 6th of October, that was 534 days. Up to latest all-time high, and since the latest halving up to today is 544 days. So kind of like, so with that in mind, given the last one is 548 days, it's only been 544 up until today. So that could mean, and given this might increase again over that when, it could be any number. It could be 600 days. Just pick a number between that and, not infinity, but maybe 600. If it was that amount,
so 600 days would be sort of the end of the year, wouldn't it? I know it wouldn't. It'd be like just into January.
Yeah. So it'd probably be less than that, I would think. So I mean, it seems like, so if the price peaked maybe sometime next month, that'd be about right.
Okay.
So then a bit of time maybe for alts to skyrocket for the rest of this year. But again, it just feels like superstition again, like the whole last time it lasted for X days thing. Do you know what I mean? So like if there isn't some genuinely, well, maybe there's some genuinely hyper complex maths behind the whole thing that we don't comprehend, or I don't, which means that this entirely holds up and we can predict the next one, but just don't know, don't think there is.
It's probably just like look at the last figure and add a few.
Yeah, essentially, fudge it a bit. I suspect that's what the market does, and then we look back on it and try to apply some pattern or whatever to that. So, but there've been pundits predictions, so of which there've been many. If you want, I could just zip through a few of them and just see what the pundits say. Sure. I'll try and do it fairly quickly. But so Rect Capital is a name to trust. Rect Capital. Yeah, please take my money. They reckon the peak will be sometime between yesterday and November the 15th, but the sweet spot would be October 22nd, which is next Wednesday. Okay. Reminds me of a Nostradamus prediction, really. The apocalypse date just comes and goes, and we're still here. Yeah. But their thing is that it's a lengthening pattern based on the halving, which I guess we've talked about. So Arthur Hayes over at BitMEX, he reckons that the 4-year cycle is dead, and that global liquidity cycles are what drive the price now. So that he also reckons that there won't be a 80% crash this year, or any year, and the bull market might actually carry on into maybe halfway through 2026. So like he's reckoning it's due to the things like the Fed rate cuts and Chinese money laundering, money easing. So that conversely to that though, like Benjamin Cohen, obviously he of Into the Cryptoverse, does believe that there'll be a 70% or 80% drawdown into the next bear market.
Okay.
So there's like disagreement among the pundits. So like the previous bear markets had like one was 94% drawdown, then it was 87%, then it was 77%. So like down each time. So that I think that's why he's now saying it would be a 70% drawdown, because it's like a bit less each time during the bear market. So he's saying take profits this year, then maybe re-enter halfway through next year. Okay. Raoul Pal.
Yeah. RuPaul.
Yeah. Raoul. He believes that it'll be an extended cycle into 2026. So that's based on US corporate debt maturity cycles, it says here, which range from 4 to 5.4 years. And Grok, that's going to be the expert, isn't it? Grok, the Uber Lord, the cyber Uber Lord, has declared, and we must all obey, that the bull market will end on November the 15th this year.
Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah. Oh no, sorry.
November. Yeah, November 15th.
Okay.
So yeah, if Grok says it, then we kind of have to just go along with. We have to obey it. So there's a few others actually. I'll mega zip through these, I guess. So Matt Hogan of Bitwise, he reckons 4-year cycle is officially over, but he thinks that we'll just continue to see positive returns into 2026, which is nice. Kind of makes it a 5-year cycle, doesn't it? Really.
It's over, but it's not.
Well, the 4-year cycle is.
I see the 4-year cycle's finished. Okay, right.
Yeah. So we'll carry on seeing upward price into next year. I guess making it a 5-year cycle. So Bernstein, they're saying Bitcoin could reach $200,000 by early next year, which would suggest that the bull market goes beyond 2025. Just kind of
Right.
deduce that one fairly easily. Plan C, so note not Plan B, but Plan C, the sequel. So I think after Plan B got his great prediction wrong, Plan C probably popped up. So yeah, said I'll take it from here with the random predictions. So he's been warning that betting on a Q4 2025 peak is misunderstanding statistics, and that the halving cycle is no longer relevant. Right, mate, calm down. So we're all misunderstanding things if we think it's going to peak in Q4 this year. Maybe we are, but yeah, some people on Reddit. So we're getting to the real experts now. So they're supposedly analysts on Reddit. They're generally predicting the cycle could extend until December of this year, or maybe into March of next year. So that's when. How much time have we got? Are we okay for time? I realise
I'm fine. Actually, I'm probably good till about, well, I've got another half an hour if we need it. But
okay, sure. So very quickly, I'm just going to the last thing for this bit really was I was going to look at the projected prices, like how high is Bitcoin going to go.
Yeah.
So that's probably maybe what people are more interested in, really. But yeah, so the bull market peak price. So Standard Chartered, they reckon $200,000 by the year end, and maybe 135 in the near term. Tom Lee of Fundstrat, the one with the haircut, Tom Lee. So I think he does need a haircut, but yeah, I think. Sorry,
I'm not sure I know. Tom
Lee. Oh, he always pops up on YouTube, especially like Altcoin Daily. I think they feature him quite a lot. He's got kind of the floppy locks, hair locks at the front.
Oh yeah.
And loves Ethereum as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I was thinking we can maybe send him a Supercuts half price voucher. I think he'd really appreciate that if we did that. But yeah, so he predicted $200,000 by year end as well, and that's kind of based on the Fed rate cuts. There's a lot relying on those actually. The Fed rate cuts and the fact that Q4 has been historically strong. So there's consensus so far 200K by the end of the year. Matt Hogan, not Hulk Hogan obviously, but Matt Hogan of Bitwise, 200K. Again, based on the ETF supply squeeze. I don't know about that. It just seems like a dubious reason. I mean, we've kind of talked about that before, haven't we? About just how much the ETFs would really kind of push the price. I mean, longer term, definitely in like multi-year or like multi-4 years or whatever. But yeah, anyway, probably separate conversation. But at least he's consistent with the target, the 200K target that we've been seeing so far. Crypto Quant is saying somewhere between 160 and 200K. Quite a big range, to be honest. But and then Vanek says 180K by the year end. That's the last one. So yeah, generally we're just seeing there's a lot of consistency in where people think the price is going to go. So yeah, I'm working, so I watch on and off.
Sorry, I just realised I sort of I think I did miss a few comments actually for some reason.
Oh yeah, should go through them?
No, it's okay. It's mostly about dinosaur poop and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I think that's kind of what we want to discuss really.
Yeah, this is the quality stuff, really. So the conclusion of that is like nobody knows.
well, pretty much, yeah. There's, I mean, for the actual bull market end, there's yeah, just like choose your pundit, really, and just run with it, and it seems like most of them are going to be wrong in like whenever it ends. But in terms of how much, it kind of consistently seen 200k as the upper end. It's that, I think.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like I was saying before, the previous bull market, everyone was calling for 100k, and also that didn't happen. But yeah, so should we do the chart, TA?
Yeah, so that's a good good hint for the what I need to do next, which is this.
Bitcoin price is predicted for you. Save with crypto and math. Bears and bulls will dance and move. Altcoins, shortcoins, stocks and forex too. Math and save will start the wave. Bears and bulls will dance and
I can't see that often enough.
We'll probably keep chuckling after that every time, won't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so crikey, just how do I follow that anyway? I was going to say, Florin, if you're watching this at work, I hope it was on headphones, and I said that the whole office would have maybe been subjected to that. Quite like the comment from Firewatch as well. So yeah, let's do this. The usual first. Oh, sorry, there was one thing just going back. Who was it who asked for
USDT dominance? That was
I guess that was technically part of the previous segment. We could have a quick look. Is that actually on here? Is a thing that we can show, or is that more on sorry?
I don't know. I've never looked at it actually. USDT.
Oh, I might have it.
It's USDT.D.
Bitcoin.d.
No, USDT.D.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I had it. Yeah, but yeah. USDT. And I guess that went crypto cap. So
that was for Florin. That was.
Yeah. So specifically asking what does Quadzilla make of it? If we bring it
pretty much. Yeah.
So this is slightly hacked about Quadzilla, I hasten to add. But I think it's showing what it wants to show. So obviously that's on monthly. So yeah, which way around is it? So when with USDT dominance, we kind of want it to go down, don't we? Because everyone puts money into coins, into Bitcoin and alts. We hope. So this month, whoa, okay. I wonder if that was during that crash where it really spiked up, and then just kind of like lots of money just flowing out of Bitcoin at that point.
Indeed, it was. I'm just looking on the hourly. On the hourly, it's got some beautiful retracements actually.
Let's have a look. Wow. Okay. This is a pretty good advert in itself for Quadzilla, I must say. That's amazing. I mean that's beautiful. The down up and down, that's kind of perfect. So yeah, if you're not trading with Quadzilla, I would say you probably need to be, because it's uncannily spookily accurate in terms of saying, like back here it's saying, oh hey, you know what, the price is going to come up to here and then it's going to drop down again. Boop, drop down. And it does it very consistently as well. So it's like anyone who's got it, it's kind of like your secret trading weapon. Anyway, yeah, it's like slightly distracted there, but
so
that's what we've got.
I know. So sorry, I'm just I'm just mumbling to myself. No, I'm just looking at the last Friday. Yeah, you see, I think it's probably worth looking at. You know, I might start looking at this a bit more, because
Yeah,
just looking at that on the 4-hour time frame,
yeah.
and for a start, we actually got a bullish cross of that at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday.
Oh wow, you're right.
And yeah,
Wow. Yeah, so you're right actually, because this actually calls it. Because it is weird, isn't it? This is essentially like it's the inverse of the Bitcoin chart.
it is. Yeah.
You know, virtually. I mean, yeah, I could probably look at it. I mean, if we had the like the total 2 or the total 3 or whatever, it would, you know, whichever one doesn't include, you know, the stable coins, it would be, yeah, it would be probably the inverse of that, very much. So, but yeah, gosh, so should zoom in a bit on that. This was essentially saying, like, even on this, there was even a green background here saying, oh, actually, yeah, I have been messing with the things here. I'll switch this off. Just experimental stuff. Okay, now there isn't. So the change for Quadzilla 1.6 that I'm experimenting with at the moment would show a green background coming up to that as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so it actually there. So like, you know, I think once I've sorted out, I'm still tuning it and figuring out things for that. So a lot of these it won't show. There won't be as many red and green backgrounds, but it's just like trying to focus on the key ones, the good ones. But yeah, so I'll take that off. It's a bit distracting. So yeah, that probably answers that, doesn't it, in terms of looking at the USDT dominance.
Yeah, although he probably wants to know what's going to happen next, actually. So
yeah, so I'm actually really glad that you pointed that out. That was Florin.
it was.
Yeah. So, but in terms of have we been close to an alt season? Don't know. I'm not sure. Does this tell us? So I suppose, yeah, because if I mean, people obviously tend to look at the Bitcoin dominance for alt season, but that's more, I don't know, it's not really saying when alt season is going to be. It's more like saying, you know, that. Well, I suppose it is a measure, isn't it? It's saying like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's just a
it
reflection.
wouldn't be what I'd be looking at for that.
No.
I'd be looking at more like Bitcoin dominance, I think.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, because for Bitcoin dominance, I think it's actually, let me just bring it up. So, oh, actually, I've got it over here. Probably easier. Is it quicker to scroll through a big list than just type in a few? Anyway,
it's one of those things where you do it for a while, then think it would have been quicker to do that.
Yeah, undo, and go back and do it the other way.
Yeah, it's like when you decide to put something on the clipboard or not. You know, you think, I've done that 4 times now.
Okay, I mean, wow, again on this, with using Quadzilla to look at this kind of chart, that's pretty amazing. So in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, it absolutely called that spike. Probably better than on the actual Bitcoin chart in terms of, the distance that it would actually spike to, I would say. I mean, that's actually shocking. Even down here, so with the trend shield, that was kind of saying, well, wow, this isn't going up yet, not going up. Now it's fading away, but this is still coming down. This curves round, goes bullish, and up we go. So that this is very much telling us pretty much exactly what's going to happen. And then, of course, the EMA crossover there with the faster EMAs.
That looks very, very bullish, doesn't it?
Yeah, but also I would say that Quadzilla just absolutely knocked it out of the park,
Didn't
with
it?
this. If we'd been paying attention to this chart,
Yeah.
which we probably should. But it's just telling us basically what was going to happen. I mean, even going back here, it's just like you kind of see it called that. So this is on the daily still. So that was back in June, 27th of June. It kind of called that top as well. It's like, hey, by the way, things are looking a bit wobbly, and down again, and off it goes.
So that's showing that spike in Bitcoin dominance, basically because all the altcoins like crashed so badly, wasn't it?
Yeah,
compared to Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what that's showing, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right actually, because it's but just uncanny, isn't it? It just called that. So Quadzilla is the trading edge. I'd say.
Definitely is.
Do we have the I've really got to plan this out better. Just the Quadzilla page to check up onto there. We do need it in there as an asset.
Yeah, I actually think what I might do is I might make a little
Flashcard.
Well, a little 15-second trailer or something. I don't know. Maybe. Can I get to that quickly?
Let me just bring this up.
You're going to do
the page. This isn't the slickest way of showing this, but here we go. The inevitable Quadzilla shilling of the day, I guess. But boy, is it worth it, honestly. Just so on the yearly, it works out as £60 a month. If you get it on the monthly plan, it's still incredibly cheap for what it gives you. It's £80 a month, and honestly, you will find that if you add it into your trading setup, it will pay for itself very, very quickly. Probably should I say that? I was going to say like within a trade, but potentially multiple times over within a trade.
Well, we had a guy called Another Day. I'm not sure if he's here today, but he was in the live stream yesterday, and he'd had Quadzilla for about 3 days, and he said it's paid for itself already. So there you go.
Pretty insane. Yeah. Okay, so chart TA, I guess. I suppose we have been doing chart TA. Should we? I guess because you kind of covered Bitcoin earlier, didn't you?
I would love to hear your take on it, to be honest.
Sure. Okay. In which case, if I just delete everything I've drawn on there, and so on the daily, starting off then, boom. Does this tell us much? Because that was such a reset in a way, really, wasn't it? That so in terms of the just what's coming up in the near term is almost like just this here now is day zero, if you know what I mean. Obviously not the case for the longer trend, but just in terms of near term. So there's a very much just support level that's also been drawn in there. Things are still looking a bit on the downy side on there. So the faster EMA, the 9 EMA is overtaking the 21 coming down. So that suggests there could well be just more downward pressure on the switch on the VRVP as well. So bring in a bit anything. Anyway, there we go. So huge amount of just order volume just there, just waiting. This one, yeah, so that was obviously filled, or obviously completed, that retracement level. So this is kind of, despite all that downwardness, this is looking like it really wants to turn, because we've got that kind of like long wick and the upward push of that daily candle. But let me just maybe a bit quickly put that in. There's another one there. More. God, there was one. Oh, anyway. Probably because I hit the wrong button. That one. Do you think there? Not really. Actually, that might even do on the daily. Speed it up a bit, then down to the 4 hour. Okay, yeah, that gives us kind of range. I think if I'd drawn that in first, just on the 4 hour, I probably would have done that. But yeah, actually, I'll kind of leave it around there, hedge it a little bit. Yeah, put another one in there maybe. Just looking for, oh, there, okay, it matches up with there, doesn't it? So, good. And actually, maybe there as well, if it matches it. That doesn't really. Well, I suppose that those levels match up with that. So there's a few touch points there, and in fact there with that candle as well. So maybe, I don't know, trying to give a bit of both, like of the downside and the upside. But obviously in this, that just looking at that, the downside is a bit scary. I think we kind of have to hold at the absolute worst above 108, and really we absolutely have to hold just above 110, 111, and kind of above where it is right now. It needs to be up here, you know. So it needs to break out through these levels and then cut it through. Really for the bull market to continue, I think. So onto the 1 hour. Actually, for this, then if I switch on the order blocks and whatnot as well. So not many of those are in. So yeah, so on here we've got this bearish retracement level at just under 113. So that is obviously going to come into play, and it also, of course, ties in with the order volume that we're seeing there. So big gap there. So I think if I mean, on here things are turning around, aren't they? So we've got the the 9 EMA promising a bit to cross above the 21 there, and so things could well turn it above. So I think if Bitcoin can finish today solidly, which it's got that weird feeling that it's going to do that, like when the US market opens. Then yeah, maybe that's, I don't know, being a bit optimistic, but why not? I think when the US market opens, we should see just like a big push to the upside, maybe an initial wick down, the usual thing, just stop everyone out who's expecting the price to go up. They'll get stopped out and then head on upwards. So love the sneaky preview of your math moderation in progress. Yeah, thank you. So I'm not quite sure when that's going to be ready, to be honest. There's such a lot to fine tune on there and so on.
That's Dan from the Discord. Hello there.
Yeah. Hey,
so can I just have a quick look at his comment?
Yeah.
He said, curious if you could take a look at TRX on 1 hour, 30 minute and 15 minute and tell me your thoughts on it. Curious if this is a setup you guys would consider a short on down towards 317. you want a quick look at Tron or not?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, happy to do that. So I'll probably just zip through the Bitcoin thing first, and then
Okay,
then
yeah,
definitely, yeah, dive to that.
I'll write it down.
Okay, send me the form correctly filled out. So yeah, so up, I hope, and then probably bounce off there. Like if we can get into this range, then maybe the bounce off this bearish level won't be too terrible. You know, it's just slightly below, but as long as it doesn't close below that, then that should start to look very, very strong, I think, for heading on up. We've got various fair value gaps showing up just on here. I mean, you can kind of see them anyway on here, but it helps that this thing shows them a bit. And then we've got what looks like a bearish order block just at the top here around 115 area. I mean, that's kind of once you got up past all of this, then it's also that range that I drew in. That's funny, isn't it? So just lined up with what this is showing. So it might well pop above that range at 1156 and react with these. So when it gets up to this level, react to those and then drop down for a bit, try again. There could well here be some open longs that are still waiting to be filled. So it might bounce off of those, or pick up some extra fuel from those and then back up. So, you know, there'll be some kind of attempt, drop, then go again and hopefully get through. So, but as I was saying before, it's so important. It's kind of vital really for Bitcoin now, going into the weekend and for next week to really just push on up. I think it's time. So, yeah. All right, yeah. So maybe that's plenty for Bitcoin there. So is it TRX?
Yeah. For Dan.
Crooks.
Yeah, also that would all fit with the double bottom for Bitcoin I was talking about earlier on, sort of thing. So I think we were talking about getting above that kind of like 113ish, and then sort of if we get above there, then should be all right for going up. But I have to see what happens.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay, so on here, so this, I hope I got the right one. So obviously Tron, but on Binance. I'm not sure if this is the perpetuals or not, but maybe it doesn't matter too much on this. So if I switch off the VRP for just a second. All right, so you wanted which? So 30-minute, 15. Well, sorry, 1 hour, 30-minute, and 15-minute. Okay, so yeah, so on the 1 hour then. That's nice. I love that played out. That will probably continue to be a significant level. In fact, just sing an Alt J song and also use Alt J to put in an array. Just there. Okay. Wrong color. No, all gone to hell.
Right. So that retracement there, that was one of those ones where it went up and then kind of completed the step 2 like real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, because it's up, down, and then down, and then back up. So,
and I've seen these quite a few times, and after that you do see quite a pullback after that, don't you? It seems to sort of take forever to come back, but it tends to. So
yeah, for definite.
Yeah,
I think because the strength of that, obviously, because that happens so quickly, it's kind of like an impulse move, isn't it? Just like bang bang, like no resistance shall, I don't know, get in my way or whatever. Smash the door down, etc. So that and then up about. God damn, these lines, they're just perfect. and everything else about it, but so the reason I drew this in, albeit in the wrong color, is that because as I was saying before, once these retracements have completed, they very often continue to be relevant as either a support or resistance level. They just seem to sit in a particular place that just turns out to be kind of important for the price. So that's looking like it's struggling a bit there, isn't it? But it's
I was just looking at the momentum oscillator, and that's kind of like well above the 80% line. So that is looking very sort of overbought. Overbought? Yeah, overbought.
Yeah, it is. So I think it's popped above that line, obviously, but it's probably going to do that. How far down it goes, I mean, that one played out, but I suspect it's also still important. I'll just put a line there. This one, of course, is still in play. 0.3146. We keep saying, well, I know I do. I keep sort of saying when look at these sorts of charts, when there's a far off retracement level, saying like, oh, but it's never going to come down to there. You can don't worry about that one, and then it just kind of does come down to there. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. That says we could. So I know you're asking about the lower time frames, but just to maybe come back to 9 hour for a second. It's kind of a range there. There's a bit of a touch point there. That kind of that. There's also a bit of liquidity there as well. Also some liquidity build up there, and it kind of seems to stay relevant just there. Where is the price? Where's it gone? Oh, it's it's around here, isn't it? So in terms of the upside, I mean, that I think that level will turn out to be important, and so on. There's just empty space there. I mean, kind of maybe that, because obviously you get touch point. Yeah, there's it's kind of interacting at the moment with liquidity here. That I think it's because of that. There are open orders there. There's an order block, so kind of put a line in, just kind of through the middle of that, pretty much. So if we go back to the 1 hour, yeah, so you can get a bit more of a picture now. So if it drops down, could even say just when it drops down, to be honest. That's one I drew in because of the retracement there, but it could boom, boom, even bloppity blop down, probably below there. This retracement will drop below that, bounce off that. So this will have its day. It'll have its down, up, down. It's already in its another one that's in its step 3 already. But yeah, so in terms of the stats, just very quickly, I'll pop those up. Because we like to do that. So it's always worth looking at these when you're looking at a particular trade. Have this as close as a percentage of step 2, because that's kind of what we're interested in. Showing a step 1 is a whole other thing. It has its also usually when you're selecting a chart to trade on. But here, so for bearish retracements, once step 2 is completed, there's a so like 94.8% of the retracements continue successfully to step 3. So doesn't necessarily mean there's 94% chance it will come down to there, but it may as well be, if you know what I mean, because like 94% of the time they have done.
Right.
So that's a pretty almost sure thing that's going to come down to there. And when it does, it'll go below, which is kind of how these work. It drops below, then it'll just bounce off that and then up. Switch off distance.
Thing is with this, I'm just looking at it on like 4 hour time frame and stuff like that. And it's kind of like it's not looking particularly dumpy, actually. I wouldn't say.
It's looking more uppy. I mean, on there for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So any pullback, I think, might just be short term.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be careful shorting that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm really not looking at it in terms of shorting. It's more just caution if you're longing, really.
Well, yeah, or I'd be. I wouldn't be shorting that. If anything, I'd be looking for a pullback to go long, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Is it just where's an entry point? So looking at that, if we did view that as okay, this is looking uppy. I think it went to the 9 hour as well. It's yeah, on that is looking uppy. sort of mid-range, it had that reversal as well, which is probably a very good sign. It didn't even get down to here, to the oversold. It just turned around, which is probably a very strong sign, I think. So yeah, if we think, okay, overall this is looking positive, is looking strong to the upside, then we could then just look for an entry position for the long, which probably would be around here, to be honest, somewhere between there and there. So that would be a safe long. It's just whether it actually reaches that point. I mean, how much of a drawdown is that to get to there? Yeah, 2.5%, 3.4, 3.5% down to there. So I mean, generally it's had, when was it? Tuesday. It's kind of price moves or impulse moves or whatever. They tend to be of that sort of size. That in itself is looking, if we're looking at trend lines, then it's, you know.
I actually, to be honest, I mean, like Florin was only looking at a pullback down to 0.317. So that is, yeah, that's yeah. So I think to answer your question is like, I wouldn't necessarily short that, but I would look for that as an entry for a long.
Yeah, for definitely.
Anyway, that's not financial advice, of course, and
it's like what if we were trading it, that's what we would do.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and get the wording right. So yeah, it's I think this correlates quite well as well. Just that there's a general upward trend. Obviously, you could draw it from the wicks or whatever, but so the price, so that even if it breaks down that a bit, maybe as long as it doesn't close below this trend line, and or even like just below that retracement level, and just comes back up, then that would be super strong. So that'd be a good entry point, I think. If it misses all of that and just goes very up, then oh well, just catch the next trade. You know? But at least you wouldn't have been underwater for a long time, you know, with a lot of stress, thinking like, oh, price, please come back up, and so on.
Yeah.
And like nudging the stop loss lower, and so on and so on.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah. So okay, so what else we got? We were going to look at it's gold. Have we actually got time?
I'm okay as long as you are. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think if we do it, I guess if we do it super quickly, I'll just bring up PAXG. And then this probably has to be the last thing then.
Okay.
So there's also a shout out to who was it? I think Teamwork in the Discord called out about crypto gold like XAU and PAXG as being just potentially sort of places to convert our winnings into our crypto winnings into gold rather than into USDT or whatever, which seems to me very sensible. It depends how much of a, like if gold itself has a bit of a blow off top, which, you know, oh, actually, just before I go to the longer time frame, just it's only on the 1 hour, but I would say it definitely called that. So it's just a whole series of retracement levels saying like, yeah, this is going to dip to there, but it's actually going to dip lower. It's going to dip lower. This one is still valid. It's just saving resources by stopping there, but it's very much still in play until it hits there, and then it's not in play. And this one as well. So yeah, those actually caught that wick very, very nicely. They called it. Kind of calling that as well, which is it.
Did that really happen? Did that really happen?
That wick?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is only on the 1 hour, but this was on Bybit. It does seem a bit odd, doesn't it? That was a nearly 10% wick, 10% drawdown on gold.
That's insane.
Yeah, something happened. on maybe I wonder if that was just on Bybit, but just funny that these retracement levels called it in any case. I don't know, it it's on Binance.
I
Wow.
don't know. I'm looking on
It's
Gemini. And
even more on Binance.
so that did happen. Bloody hell.
Oh, crikey. So if again, like if you're using Quadzilla, you would have caught that when just nobody else would have. So, worth keeping in mind. Like even just like putting in, I guess what they call a stink bid. Never liked that phrase, but putting in a stink bid down at these lower levels, just on the basis that, hey, you know, that could well happen. High likelihood of happening, probability. So if we go back to, I'll just stay on Binance, I suppose. Forgot what I was going to look at on here, really. Just oh yeah, if we go to the something higher, maybe the 2-day, and on here, I mean that wick is ridiculous. What's going on there?
I mean, it did pull back a bit on gold, but not quite. You know, gold itself, like if you look at the CFD sort of thing, it did pull back a lot there, but not quite as much. It was obviously just amplified in the crypto versions for some reason.
With less liquidity.
Yeah.
Which is there, isn't it? So when you get the sort of extreme events like that, then in a way, so trading the crypto version can be very lucrative. It could also be very dangerous. Depends how, like on here at least, might have been kind of expecting. So I think that's lovely as well. On the 2-day, it was also calling that like, hey, by the way, we might see something. I mean, to be honest, this probably was just saying sometime it's going to come back to this line, not necessarily as a humongous capitulation wick, but kind of nice that it called that in any case. So yeah, just thinking in terms of is gold or like crypto gold, like PAXG, for example, is it a good place to put your crypto trade winnings into, or investment winnings into, when everything else in crypto goes south? Obviously can't advise, but looking at this, it's just that gold generally has been on such a upward rocket. It's just
it's a weird one. It's like well, look at the chart. Well, yes, obviously, because it just goes up in value forever, and
except when it doesn't.
Except when it doesn't. Yeah, I suppose if you if you didn't need it for like the next decade or so, sort of gold's probably a good bet, isn't it? However, I don't know. I'd like a gold bar underneath my bed, to be honest. But
or use it as a pillow.
Yeah, just use it as a paperweight.
So I might be rich, but I'm definitely getting into heaven now because I'm using it as a pillow. I shall suffer my way into heaven. I don't know. How many people's religions have I just insulted? Sorry. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Probably would be a good place to put money into, but just I mean, because gold obviously is a safe harbor, isn't it? It's the place to put things, but like even if it plummets, you kind of know it's going to come back up, and it probably won't plummet nearly as much as Bitcoin probably will.
Oh, for certain, yeah, it won't. No.
Yeah. Okay, so I've probably got to go. So I think
okay, no worries. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks very much for everyone coming along. We did intend this to be half an hour, and it's actually ended up over 2 hours. No, I don't know. Hour and a half. So over an hour and a half. So thank you very much for coming along, and thank you so much to Maff for your thoughts about everything. It's all very interesting, and we'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Well, something
Yeah.
different, but
Well, except
anyway.
tomorrow, I won't have anything to talk about now.
Okay,
That
well,
would
I can always babble about something. I'm sure I can find something to do.
Oh, yeah.
So please do check out Quadzilla. Let me just find the banner for it. That's this one here at savewithcrypto.org/QZ. If you want to join the Discord as well, you can do that for free. Just go to savewithcrypto.org/Discord. Yeah, I'd love to see you over there. So, right, I'm going to say it's good night from me.
And it's good afternoon, I think, from him.
And above all, tell your friends. All right, bye.
Bye.